Welcome to Reseller Recap, where we talk all things reselling across multiple platforms. Join us for real-life discussions on how we crush the elusive work-life balance. Grab a coffee and join us now.
Hi guys, welcome back to Reseller Recap with Jen Emily Morgan, and today we have Amanda with us. You should probably know her from All Out Thompsons. She's all over the place doing all the things. She's one of our favorites. So thanks for joining us today, Amanda.
Thank you guys so much for being here and having me. Is Morgan joining today?
Morgan's got a dog that's sick. She was trying.
Oh no.
Speaking of the, doing all the things all the time. Yes, she is at the vet currently waiting to find out why her dog won't stop getting sick. So
Oh no.
hopefully she'll join in a little bit, but
Hope that all goes well. We'll miss her.
Yeah.
I feel like every episode we have, one of us, thank God we have 3 hosts, because one or two of us is like, I'm sick, a kid is sick, a dog is sick.
I gotta do a drop. I got something. Yeah.
It's actually lined up well because I'm like on, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm like the 3rd week of being sick. And I'm finally on the tail end of it. I'm just very nasally. I'm like, great, I'm gonna go record a podcast while I'm nasal.
It's okay. That's why I'm like, I have my box of tissues, and because all the things are blooming, everybody keeps having some kind of flu. Just called life.
Everybody's sick.
Yep, my son is homesick at his dad's house today, and I'm just like, well, I'm sick too. Do I come pick you up early and catch whatever the heck you have now?
I know. I have been really doing like 6 feet apart again, just like, hey, maybe move away from me. I can't afford to keep getting sick. I've been sick for a long time. I was at church last Sunday and somebody was saying that their stomach hurt, and I was like, okay, conversation.
Why are you here?
I'm gone. After Jesus can heal you, I cannot.
Yeah, you can talk to Jesus at home. Please go home.
Yeah, a lot of places stream church online, so you could have just stayed home and Dad got the same message.
Home. I know, yeah. So, but I love following your journey, Amanda, because you're doing it all, truthfully.
Yeah. And are we though?
I know. Don't you hate when people are like, how are you doing it all? And you're like, yeah, if you could see the house, if you
not
could
well.
Yeah, today I had a McDonald's sandwich in the tub. So right before my first call, I was like, I just need sausage, eggs, like something besides substance. Was like, that I'm not the one to give the motivational speech today, but why don't you tell us about yourself, who you are, like what you do, what you're passionate about?
Oh gosh. Okay. So this could either be really long or really short. So I'm just going to start with how I got into this space. Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. I grew up in that type of family. My mom growing up, she had a ceramic store, which was really big in the 90s. She would make the ceramics and custom paint them.
Oh, cool.
And then my stepdad at the time, my mom's married 3 times. So I got to keep them all in line here. So the second one, she had it was like a hybrid. It was a baseball card store, which was really popular back then, which is making a comeback now.
Oh, we are in the card game.
Yes. So I grew up going to the shop and mom giving me money to go next door to the pizza place to get lunch because we're staying there or whatever. So I grew up with that whole hustle mentality anyway. My biological dad is a 4th generation stonemason. So I grew up learning hard work. Hard work is important. You go after, you get whatever you want. There's no handouts. And so I would tag along with Dad going to job sites, and that's not for the weak. Like that job, if anybody's looking to skip college and go into a trade that is super like lucrative but also very hard on your body, he'll never need a gym membership. I remember my dad having abs
before that was a thing, right?
Yes. Like no gym membership. He just ate chicken and just worked out hard all day long, sun up, sundown. And then when I was a teenager, my stepdad came home with a camera, and that's when it piqued my photography interest. So straight out of high school, I started a photography business. And so I've had jobs, W-2 jobs, but I could not keep them. Not because I got fired, but because I actually got promoted a lot. And it just bored the hell out of me. I'm like, I'm sick of people telling me what to do. It's Tuesday. It's sunny out. I don't want to be at a register. I want to be at the beach, So that whole planning photo shoots around, the gorgeous time of day, like I could be on the beach for 3 hours and then at sunset have a photo shoot. Like it was perfect. I loved how it aligned. And I did photography for about 20 years. I'm rounding up. It's more like 17 and a half, 18. But I had a photography studio, but at the same time, like the studio makes you look official, right? Because you have a location, but all my photo shoots were outside. Why do I need a studio? I learned about retail space or having a commercial space or whatever. And all these little things started lining up, and that kind of helps me today, like with all of that stuff, the manager positions, the office management. I did bookkeeping. I did bookkeeping for my dad's business. So that helps me today in all my businesses. But after photography, I was diagnosed with heart failure. And so I was in stage 2 then. I have progressed to stage 3. So, and I have a defibrillator in my chest. So I'm really like, all right, I don't want to work for somebody. That's not how I want to live my life. So I had been in the car industry for a while, automotive, like not sales, but like service. So like you'd drive your car into the dealership and I'd translate it from the mechanic talk to customer talk, tell you what was wrong with your car. And I did really well in that because I was the only woman in the garage. So more women trusted me and came to me. So I did really well with that. And then I went into auto body. So I was working in an auto body shop for a while, managing the office and bookkeeping there. So customer service has always been one of my strong suits. I'm a people person, in the fact that if I have to be, you know what I mean? Like if I don't have to see people, I'm fine with that. So I like that now everything is just digital and I can just be like, okay, I gotta go. It's not awkward. I'm like, okay, how do I escape this? But so I had a baby and then I got diagnosed with a heart failure. And then I just went on a self-discovery path of healing and helping myself and realizing I never want to step foot back into an office for somebody else, at least. When Andrew and I met, it's funny, on another podcast, we had met technically through Bumble, but he bored me to death and I stopped talking to him. He was unmemorable. I tell him, he knows all of this. He knows all this. Because then we matched on Tinder and he's like, do you not remember me from Bumble? And I was like, I guess not. You're doing better this time around. And so we met and we have been inseparable ever since. And he kind of just talked about what he wanted to do with life. And I was like, we're on the same page, but men can say anything. They'll tell you everything that they want and everything. So I had to test him, right? He's like, I want to open up an Amazon store. I want to open up an Amazon business. And I was like, so do it. And that was my test. And he got right up. He goes, what? Okay, I'll bet. He gets up and he goes, open LLC. And I was like, okay, we're really doing this. And I was like, well, anybody can open an LLC. It's just test after test after test, So then we were really doing it. We were hustling on Amazon, doing road trips, doing RA. We ended up going to Delaware every 2 weeks because they had a store called Gabe's that we don't have up here. You guys know what Gabe's is? It's like Marshall's, but it's like they have like Carhartt there and like we made so much money on Carhartt from Gabe's on Amazon, but we don't do the road trips anymore. But Andrew's whole thing was he started on eBay when he was a teenager. Even before that, he was going to Dollar Tree buying the energy drinks and then selling them in high school, which Emily, I think your son did that or something, right?
Yeah, he does that. We had to shut it down. It got too crazy. We got a call from the principal because the kids were taking money from parents to buy stuff from him. Yeah. So anyways, continue on. Yes.
It's funny you say that because Andrew would get lunch money from his parents, but Andrew would take that money and go to Dollar Tree to buy the Red Bulls or whatever energy drinks over there. So he wasn't eating so he could make money.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me. So we started out with RA on Amazon. We only started Walmart to sell what we couldn't sell on Amazon, like what we got regated in. I think that's how that's a lot of people's journeys.
Yeah.
We would sell the unsellables either on Walmart or eBay. I even dabbled in Mercari for a while. And then we went to our first Miami Sellers Conference, and then we met 2 people there. One person that I met, and then one person that Andrew met. And it was just so weird. They're like, you live in tax-free New Hampshire. I just met these people. And they're like, can you prep my stuff? I'm like, you don't even know me. But it all worked out, and that's how I
said yes.
We said, yeah. I was like, we just got a warehouse too. So like, it kind of all worked out. We thought our warehouse was too big for us, but then we see that God had other plans for us, and it just morphed into, that's why I say we accidentally started a prep center. And then once we started with them, word of mouth spread. We have never advertised that we're looking for clients, and it just kept going word of mouth, and from networking as well. So it just bloomed to having 5 clients, and I'm like, are we really doing this? And it just kept going. And we kept getting regated on things like Nike and things like that. And Andrew's like, I want to start Whatnot. So we had a couple shows on Whatnot in late 2024. And I hated it. I hated Whatnot. I absolutely hated it. I was like, everything's going for $1. And I was like, okay, we don't have to start it at $1. Like, that's just what the big guys do because they have the audience. But I was happy to get the stuff out of our warehouse. I was just like, this is just collecting dust here. At least it was a way to build our audience and get followers. And so it was just kind of a lot of tweaking there. And then we inherited last year in early Q4, I don't remember, we had inherited a huge storage locker of Avon, vintage Avon.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, when his aunt told me this, I was like, I don't think I can do anything with that. Like, I was like, Avon's out of business. I wasn't thinking that it was collectible at that point. I was just like, Avon, that's just like whatever. And then I was looking at comps on eBay, and like these lots were selling for like $1,000 or more. I'm like, what? I was like, what? And so I was like, whatever, we'll take it, because his uncle needed the space in the storage locker. So we got one full storage locker that was like the size of, you could park a car in there and easily open the doors and get out of it. And that's how much Avon we had.
Wow.
And it ended up in our basement in our warehouse. And so we're like, okay, well, we keep getting clients and we need the space. So let's just offload all of this on Whatnot. Now, we were already busy with reselling on Amazon, being a prep center, and it was like crunch time, Q4, right? So we start our days at the prep center with FBM, get everybody's FBMs out of there, and then we would work on the people that still were sending into Amazon and Walmart fulfillment centers. So I'm like, okay, well, at least we can do like an hour a day. We can carve out an hour or even 30 minutes just to have that consistency. And we quickly grew to like, I think 1,000 followers real quick. We had like, by the end of all of that, by the time all that stock was gone, we had like 4,000 orders or 3,500 orders. And people kept coming back. We kept raising our start price. And then once we had a lot of people in there at all times, we kept seeing the names. We would lower the start price and see, because they would bid more if we started it at $1. And now I know why they would do that.
Oh,
You're like, $7? Oh, I'm not gonna. Oh, maybe. But then it got past 7, even if it started at 1 anyway.
Yeah. Interesting.
That strategy there. Have the following, have the people that want your stuff, and keep them in. Whatnot was really fun. We did it for 55 days straight, and then it was too much on my body, so I had to take a little bit of a break. And so I'm like, am I a jewelry seller now? So now I'm like sourcing jewelry, and I'm seeing like lots on Facebook Marketplace. And so I have a little bit of a stash over here for when I can get back up and running. But Andrew's like, I want to start a candy shop on Whatnot. Andrew is not a sugar person at all. It's so funny that he wants to start that because he sees it on there and how well it's doing. And so he had talked with Omar, and Omar's actually doing it right now. He's selling he's selling candy boxes on Whatnot, and he's doing really well. I bought one from him just to support, and now I have Easter candy for Logan. But Logan is like, I mean, Andrew is like looking at it, and he's just like, I could do this. I could do this. It cracks me up because most people want to sell things that they like. Mm-hmm. So Andrew hates candy. He would rather have a steak over, you know, a Twix or whatever, a candy bar or cake or whatever. And I'm just, and he's got the personality for it too. And Omar really does have the personality for it too. So that's everything that we're doing, I think. I
think it's funny that you guys are selling things that you don't like, because my husband always says that. He's like, why are you selling this? Like, we would never like use this, eat it. And I was like, the grosser we find it, the better I feel like it sells.
Yeah.
But like, we're also just we're not candy people. We're not, I don't know, none of that and stuff. So I just always laugh that things that are my best sellers, like we would never ever purchase for our household. But I'm like, somebody's buying it. So
I know. And that is kind of like how I sourced in the beginning for Amazon and Walmart. I was like, well, thinking about what I buy, you know, or the videos that I'm constantly seeing influencers do. Or another method that actually worked out really well for us is, I can't remember what rapper it was, but he was wearing this sweatshirt, and I was like, I've seen that when I'm shopping. I'm gonna go look up the stats of that, like on SellerAmp, and it was selling like $1,000 per month, and I'm like, all right, I gotta find that. And that's just how I found that lead, is because this rapper was wearing it. That was probably,
I love when that happens.
Weirdest way I've sourced something.
That's so funny.
Wow. So you guys have really done a little bit of everything.
And
eBay too.
Yeah, eBay too. And like, what is the thing that you're most passionate about? What do you really enjoy doing?
For me or for all? Okay, so you're interviewing me.
For you.
I also have this little mindset community that I've had for 1 year now, and it's kind of a secret community. I don't advertise it anymore. I really like the group, and I don't want to ruin the group, but I'm collabing with this other group that is going to morph into more public stuff. But I really like that. I really like helping people break through their limiting beliefs of why they think they can't do something, especially people that are disabled. You know, I have chronic heart failure and stage 3 cardiomyopathy, which is heart disease. And so, like, I'm not trying to sound ableist because I am disabled, but people can do what they think that they cannot, just because, you know, running around a store doing RA was really hard for me. So I would help Andrew shop, and then Andrew would do the checkout process. I can't stand in line and just wait all that. Just standing on my feet, my ankles would swell. So helping people break through the limiting beliefs and how to, well, if you have the support, could you do this? What would you need to be able to do that? And it's like, oh, okay, then maybe I can do that. Yeah. And then helping people get out of their own way. That's something I enjoy doing as well. Like, people are constantly talking about how they're constantly distracted, or that their ADHD is the problem. I have actually been diagnosed with ADHD, and the best thing that I have found is eliminating those distractions. Why are you opening Instagram when you know you've got other things to do? You are avoiding your task for a reason, and it's not because you're easily distracted. There is something in your brain that is preventing you from completing that task. So I like to dig into that with people. I really that's my passion project, and I'm excited to see where that goes. As for,
is it a paid group to be part of that mindset?
It is.
I don't know how you, okay.
My secret group is paid, but this other part, I have a partner, and we're looking to figure that all out. So that I'm not sure when we'll release that, but as of right now, that Discord is free. And so we'll figure all that out. But I think that if there's any type of content that you're going to consume, it's got to be something that is motivational to you, or follow people that you want to be like, because there's a lot of noise on social media, a lot of rage baity profiles too. Like if it's ticking you off, why are you following it? Why are you consuming it? Why are you consuming something that's distracting you from your goals? Other like business wise, with Andrew, we're very passionate about the prep center and helping people and helping them grow. So those are I would say our two focuses. My focus is the whole mindset stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. I think a lot of us, we are super distracted all the time. That is me, because I have so many tasks I don't want to do. So I'm like trying to find a dopamine hit here and there to like tide me over to get through. Then I jump back in for 10 minutes. And I also think we don't realize how hard we're working all the time.
We're always raising the bar.
Yeah. And then we say, well, I'm lazy, but you're like working 7 days a week, but it's like always on, even though maybe you don't start till 10, I'm still chatting with people at 11:30 at night, about things. Then it just adds up over time. So you're not lazy, you're burnt out, and you're like just trying to find little breaks throughout the day. So I think that's really important in this industry because we are working alone. A lot of times, at home alone. I don't mean, not in community, but it is still isolating, even in communities. You're, spending a lot of the day at your house or workshop, or even if you do have people working for you, that's not like a community. That's not typically your friends. So I love that idea of helping people work through limiting beliefs, because that's also holding you back from your business, what you like, your passion in life, not just selling, but things that bring you joy. So I love that vision of yours. I think that's so important.
Yeah, I need to work on creating content about it too, because you already see, this is a limiting belief. You see other people doing it, so why do you have to do it? Why should you do it? Well, it's because they don't have your story. They don't have your personality. They don't have your magnetism. So whoever's in that person's group is attracted to that person for a reason. It's their vibe. Their vibe attracted to their tribe, and so on and so forth. Like everybody comes to Emily's group because Emily's got a vibe that attracted them, and so on and so forth. Like just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it too. And if anything, it's proof that you can do it because it's being done and you have proof right there. That's just on their reality. That's on their whatever, in their dimension. Like you're in a whole other dimension and you can do literally anything that you want to do.
Right.
Yeah. I love that.
And you're doing it with a family. And let's talk about how amazing it is to work with your spouse. Brandon's in the other room. I know because I said, don't come in. I'm always
gonna
like,
peek. He's gonna be like, you mentioned me. I knew
yes.
it. You did it.
Are you ever like, leave me alone? I've got to work. Go away. Because that's how we talk at home. He'll be coming through. I'm like, give me some space.
Yeah.
Andrew's like, oh, you don't gotta be so mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just in the zone. I don't know if you guys
don't distract
experience
me.
this. When you're in the zone, this is not just for people with ADHD, but it has been documented. When you're in the zone and you get distracted, it takes you 20 minutes to get back into that flow.
Wow.
So if I could just have a light to switch on or something that he doesn't interrupt me, but now that we're separated, where he's at the warehouse and I'm here, it's a lot easier to not constantly be interrupted. When my desk is right next to his, he is a chatty Cathy. I am laser focused and I want to work. And I'm just like, what is this the highest ROI right now? You want to know what's for lunch? Like what? There's that little bickering going back and forth, but I've had to be like, it's hard to control my tongue. I don't know. And especially as like, I don't want to blame this on my horoscope, but it's documented that Scorpios are feisty. Okay. So,
I love that. It's documented in science. So.
Yeah.
So he's like, he has learned not to take it like personally. he's such a lover and like my golden retriever husband. That's how.
Yes, I agree. So sweet.
And I am just like quick with I need to learn how to bite my tongue. That's
It's the balance, like we all are kind of married to opposite, but maybe a little bit similar.
yes. So I just have to be like, I'm in the middle of something right now.
Yeah.
And that's so hard because it still kind of takes me out of it a little
Still
bit.
a break. Yeah.
It's still a distraction. But yeah, we have the same goal. So sometimes he'll be sweeping the floor and I'll be like, is that the highest ROI task right now? Like, that the shipment needs to get done. He's like, but I keep tripping over this. And I'm like, okay, well, as long as you can be.
But I like how you guys word that. Like, that's a good, that's a phrase that you guys know, like, hey, that's a reloop and get back to like what we need to be focused on for today. I kind of like that. I might put that like on a piece of paper above my computer of like when I start my ADHD spirals. I'm like, is this an ROI moment? No, like stop,
Like when he's packing a box, I don't need to be like, oh, hey, did you check the mail this morning? Like, he's in the zone too. Like, it's not something that's pertinent. I can either go check the mail or just wait for later. The mail isn't a high ROI unless I'm getting like a check or something.
Sure.
But yeah, it's kind of knowing when to speak to your spouse in this, maybe even in real life too, like outside of business. It's knowing when the topic you're about to bring up is pertinent to where you are right now. Is it going to distract? Is it a higher ROI question? Is it something that needs to be completed right now? Or this is what we started doing. Andrew mentioned this on another podcast. He emails me a question. So if it's not like about like personal life stuff, we talk about personal life stuff over dinner or something. But if somebody was like, all right, email my wife. It was so funny. But if it's like about business, he'll like brain dump in an email and then send it to me. And then when I have a free moment, I will check the email and I will see what I can complete, or I can see how I can answer it for him. And then he can check it when he's, in the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah.
Wherever he's at, whenever he has a free moment, because it's not a high ROI task. And I can just read an email or answer the email when I can. And nothing irks me more when I'm in the middle of a task and somebody asks me to do another task. I'm like, or when I'm already doing that task, like when you're doing the dishes and your mom's like, you better be doing those dishes, like that. That makes me want to put the dishes back and step away immediately. I don't know what that's called in ADHD. What is it called? Command avoidance or something like that? I don't know,
but it's triggering. It's for sure triggering.
So
and I'm like, you get up and do it.
No, I think that's so smart how you kind of created a boundary, because when you have access to your spouse all the time, when you're working together, sometimes, you don't realize, you literally say everything that pops in your head all the time. And that can cause atmosphere, working environment where nothing's getting done, or you're arguing all the time because someone wants to bring up the hardest topics when you're just trying to survive and get through the task. And I really appreciate you sharing, because I feel like, when you are, and luckily we have such great partners, because you work with your friend and have that conversation, you have that relationship where you can be like, cut it out, knock it off, and you don't have to like sugarcoat everything. You're gonna step on someone's toes. But I think that's really a great life hack, to be able to communicate with somebody a lot of things, and it doesn't have to be one-on-one on your face, because that's probably a way that you avoid conflict too, because all of these topics you're emailing, so you can give that person time to address it when they're ready to. And you're not putting them in a position where they're tired, they're stressed, they have 20 things, and now they have to talk to you about this, So I think that's such a great hack.
Yeah, I do too.
It's been life-changing, honestly. Because we would bicker a lot in the warehouse when my office was right there. And I remember Diana always being like, well, why do you need an office? why do you need an office? And then she never really elaborated on that. But now I get it. Why do I need an office there? I don't need, I like remove myself from that completely. But it's even hard when you're at the dinner table, or if we go out on a date, I'm like, okay, you just started talking about work. So this is a business write-off now that this is a business meeting. Or we'll be laying in bed at night and he'll roll over and he'll be like, hey, did you do that? Oh, no, email me. I'll be like, I'm clocked out. Do you sleep at work? Because I don't.
Yeah. I say that to my kids. After 10, I'm not a mom. Unless you're on fire, don't talk to me. Because I'm serious though with my kids. I need time where I'm not a mom. I'm just me, and I want them to know, like, I'm just a human at the end of the day.
I'm a person too.
I want to lay down, you know, and thankfully our kids are old enough, like we're not changing diapers or anything, but what are they coming to me after a certain time? That's so important. Usually nothing that can't wait. So
yeah,
I like that you're creating those boundaries, you know, and it's good to do that, because all of a sudden it just takes over everything, and you ruin good relationships because you're only talking about work. And then what else do you have that's outside of that?
Especially if you're working in your home, like you said, like if you're not in a warehouse and you can't leave it there and you have your work at home, like that's hard to separate. Like when you're doing work tasks, when you're not doing work tasks. Like I know for me, having a door that closes, like I need to get some stuff done. I'm like, great, I showed up for this. Everybody at dinner. Okay, you already showered. Go hang out with your father for an hour because I have to ship orders. You know, like doors closed, mom is at work. You know, I don't have normal like 9 to 5 hours. You know, sometimes I'm working till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you gotta like,
I guess,
shut the door.
I can't completely relate on the mom front. I do have a son, but I have our son. I had my son with my ex-husband, so we share custody. So I try to plan all my work stuff when I don't have him.
Oh, that's nice.
When I do have him, it's one-on-one time with him because he's our only child. But at his dad's house, he's one of 5. So when he comes here, he's like, Mom, I love the peace and quiet.
Oh yeah. He gets the best of both.
And that's how it was for me growing up. When I went to my dad's house, I was an only child. But at my mom's house, it was complete chaos.
Kids, yeah.
And both were entrepreneurs. And I'm like thinking to my dad, like, you don't know how good you have it, how quiet it is there. But like Logan, we give him tasks. Like his chores when he comes here is either warehouse chores or help me with something that's in the business somehow, because he has household chores at his dad's house, and he doesn't have the entrepreneurial influence at that house. So at our house, we kind of want to let him know, like, you know, you don't have to go to college, you don't have to do all this stuff. Like I want him to have proof of everything, like, and he can make his own decision, because at his dad's house they both went to college, but his dad didn't graduate college. So there's kind of that whole thing there where that's his limiting belief of he could be further along if he had a college degree. Myself, I've dropped out of college 3 times. Andrew never went. And just the same thing there. I don't like being told what to do. And sitting and reading a book about something that doesn't matter, and the textbooks are going to change in 3 years anyway. The information is going to change. Like, why pay for that? Right now, I'm in Amazon, and the information is changing constantly, and I'm not paying somebody $50,000 a semester, or a year.
It's crazy, doesn't it? The longer we get away from that is the thing you have to do, it feels more and more like a scam.
It does.
Like, how much is this book again?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get it cheaper and flip it on Amazon.
Like that, all of it is just so crazy. And then you go and you're like, I took college classes, and I remember talking to my advisor and teachers and feeling like I knew more than them. I mean, of course, maybe not on the exact that topic, but I was like, what? Like they didn't know how to use the computer. They didn't know how to use this system or whatever. And you're like, I'm paying so much money for this.
I know, this person doesn't know how to save a PDF. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I totally get it. Anyways, off topic, but I get it.
No, and that's
No,
we talk about that all the time though, because like I mean, Morgan has a different background than I have a different background than you have to, and everybody, like I finished college, but we're still all doing something similar, and we're still able to be successful because we take what we've learned in life, and schooling may or may not have helped you, and you can do what you want in this industry. You can find ways of being successful. And I think just even the world's shifting that way, like you were talking about, like not there's so many jobs now. You don't have to go to school if that's not something that interests you. You don't need to. Maybe try something that's a trade, or grow up in a family that is entrepreneurs and you're learning tasks. Like when you mentioned the cards, my son he's 8, so he's now all of a sudden all of them are into the card game. Well, I'm setting him up with his own eBay account because he's like, oh, I bet I could sell some of these. I can flip these, mom. So I'm like, great. We're going to make you your own eBay account and you can make listings. I'm going to show you how to sell. Like, this
right.
And that
is,
hands-on experience of becoming an entrepreneur, like going through it,
Mhm.
you're going to know more than the person that got the business administration degree
Yeah.
because they haven't gone through it. They just learned
Yeah.
all the terms.
Yeah.
And that's something that was a problem for me going to college. I couldn't figure out what one lane I wanted to be in, right? Because you have
Yeah.
to pick a major. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, I want all of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. I love that. I tell my girlfriends when they're saying, their life is changing, whatever's happening, I'm the queen of rephrasing, like you're not going through a divorce, you're rebranding,
Mhm.
this is just the next phase. And you should have several rebranding episodes in
Yeah.
your life. The more the merrier,
Yeah.
you should be evolving as a person. And I
Yeah.
think it gets us away from thinking if you mess up at this, you messed up, you're a failure and you just have
Forever.
to, yeah. And instead of like, oh, all of that experience doesn't go away, just
Mm-mm.
because it didn't end well, it's all helping you in the next thing,
Yeah.
I think it's
1000%.
it's really all about how you see it. And it, like what you're saying is you're doing everything you want to do, and this won't be the end. You'll keep evolving and use this information in the prep center to your next thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's all not building up to like, oh, this grand thing. It's just the next step in life that it kind of prepares you and gets you ready for. So I think
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I love
It
that.
is. I agree.
It's like a blossoming of your life. And
Mhm.
it's the biggest chapter book you'll ever read. And you never know what chapter is going to have all the twists and turns or nightmares or whatever. It's
Mhm.
just how you get through. And I think the biggest takeaway from everything that you go through in life is who's by your side. And then if you don't have anybody by your side, do you want somebody by your side? It gets really lonely. So if you don't have friends that you grew up with that are entrepreneurial minded or have anything in common with anymore, because you're not 16 anymore, you're 36 or 40, whatever, you grow apart. And then you notice that as you get older, your friend group just like disintegrates.
Yeah.
Not to any fault of anybody's, you just grow up and grow apart because your life
Mhm.
takes you different places. So it can get lonely in this space. So joining a community and finding your tribe, or making friends somehow, some way, I think it's really important, because as humans, we are social creatures, and it fills a void somewhere there, even if you're an introvert.
Yep.
People that are introverts that play video games, they're connecting with other people that are playing video games. There's still a level of sociability there. And I think that if you don't have anybody or don't have a community to join, I think it's something that will help you in your journey, no matter where you are, whether you're in the reselling space, whether you're in the fitness space, no matter where you are, or even if you're not in any space, if there's anywhere that you want to be, like just start following those accounts and start brainwashing yourself to be into, or even further into that.
Mhm.
Like I know when people want to, lose weight or get fit or whatever, they start consuming that kind of content, then naturally you're like brainwashed into, oh, I gotta go get my 10K steps a day, because maybe
Right.
you're always just sitting at the computer and you don't think about it because you're thinking about the next ROI task. Well, is there anything that you can do while you pop in those earphones and you listen to, you know, a motivational thing or a video or on YouTube or whatever. It's the same with like reselling, right? Or these podcasts. You can listen to it while you're doing the dishes. You can listen to it while you're doing your taxes, whatever. I think that's also something to help if you're an entrepreneur, is batching your tasks. If you really want to listen to that podcast and you're like, oh, I don't have time. Well, are you in the bubble bath? You can do it then.
Yeah. Driving in the car to go pick up your orders, you know?
Andrew, that's Andrew. He doesn't listen to anything except podcasts in the car. That's his unwind time. And now that we live 40 minutes from the warehouse, it gives him time to listen to a full podcast. And I'm happy for him that he gets that, because there's nothing worse to me than listening to people talk when I'm trying to enjoy something. Like, and it's not my type of podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like,
murder podcast, boo.
I gotta put my own headphones in to go do something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. I'm not a podcast person, so I can relate. But I do listen to audiobooks. That's my thing. I even forget we have a podcast.
It's like hanging out, right?
Yeah, I'll be talking to somebody and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have a podcast too. You should listen to, because it's not on my phone. So yeah, but I love that. I love batching for sure, but batching things that you enjoy doing too in the day, you know?
Yeah.
Because
life is that like to like binge Netflix. Like, well, what can you do at the same time that, like, you don't
I work on my books. That's what I do. We have shows on at night and I bring my laptop, but my rule is by 9 p.m. the laptop has gone away, because otherwise my brain won't take the time to like shut off. But I'm like, here's my time to be working on putting in receipts and updating inventory by costs and stuff, because I'm like, I can watch a show and do that at the same time and sit next to my husband. So I'm like, I got three things, right?
Yeah. And I also think that it's also smart to remember that you don't always have to be productive. And that's so hard
That's a hard one for me. That's a real hard one.
And you feel guilty, right? Oh, I'm taking a nap, or I'm going to take a bubble bath, or whatever. It's like, oh, but I could be updating my cogs, or I could be sourcing. Yeah, well, it's still going to be there. Your mental health and your own cup should be filled too. And that's really hard. That is so hard. Like the 55 days straight on Whatnot, I was neglecting myself.
I bet.
There's no way. Yeah, that's a lot. You have to be on too. And I feel like you're like me. You're an extroverted introvert. Like you can turn it on, but then you just like drain your cup and then need to just check out for a bit.
Even if it was only for an hour a day, like I had all these other things going on as well. Like I was running around the warehouse at the time when I first started Whatnot. I was running around the warehouse and then communicating with my clients and then communicating with my team. And now I had to go put on a show because it involves you being entertained.
Right.
So it was a lot. And I definitely put too many tasks on my plate, and not enough of those tasks were self-care. We can get lost in that, especially as moms, especially as women that are naturally nurturers. You want to take care of everybody else. And especially if you run a community, sometimes you can neglect yourself because you think everybody needs to be answered right away. Like, does the bank answer you after 5 p.m.? No.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Yep. Well, I love this episode. I feel like it brought some mindfulness, also to the job. And hopefully if you're listening in at your workplace, you're like, oh yeah, I need to drink some water. I need to go stand in the sun a while. You're like a plant.
You are a plant.
Take a book outside for 5 minutes. If Sally's going to have a cigarette break, you can go take your book out there for 5 minutes and get some sunlight.
Exactly.
I'm going to go take a walk after this right now.
Perfect.
Yes. It is pouring rain here, but it's kind of nice. But yeah, it's going to be raining for 3-4 days. Morgan, it's raining there too, and her dog's sick. So that's why it's like double.
It was raining here earlier, and then we got a warning that we were gonna have snow flurries. I'm like, it's April. I'm so over it. It didn't end up snowing here, but my mom texted
Well, it's
me.
been over 100 degrees here. So
Oh my
it's been
God.
20 to 30, 25 degrees above average. So it's been fantastic. So
Okay, on this podcast, we're like the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
We got rain, we got snow, we got heat, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will
Yes.
post links below where you can find Amanda, follow her journey, jump into community. But we appreciate your time, Amanda. This was so good, and I feel like
Yes.
felt like a little therapy session or something.
It did feel like it.
We're usually
was
like
great.
go,
Out and take on the
and
world.
just
Yeah. No, I could take
it was kind of a nice. This is my 3rd podcast for today, so this was like, oh, a nice little
Wow.
like
nice wrap up. Yeah.
chill. Oh yeah, girl, and I have Avery and Eric at 4 too, live on YouTube. So monster, we're going for it today. So
She's
join
killing
us.
it.
Is
Join
that
us
4 o'clock CST time?
Central, yeah.
Okay. I have another call at the same time, so I'll try to have you both up.
We'll see. But thank you guys for watching another episode. Until next time, bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.